And as the referee chains the door closed, you are locked into the Steel Cage Lounge. And the only way out is over the top. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Steel Cage Lounge. I am your host for the evening. I am the only, the original tribal chief of the Steel Cage Lounge. I am the provider. I am the head of the table. I am the Sicilian Savage. I am the Nightmare Doctor. And no entrance music, because I don't know if anyone is going to be joining me tonight, but if anyone does, I'll dig up some entrance music for them. We are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days away from Halloween Havoc. Lots going on tonight. Right now we have Fatal Influence against the Culling. Number one contender, Tatum Paxley, her tag team partner, Izzy Dame, are taking on Laney Reed and JC Jane. I'm just making sure it was JC Jane and not Fallon Henley. Fallon is on the outside. So far tonight, we've been setting up some matches for Halloween Havoc. We've had Leon Slater, the TNA X Division champion. He faced off against Channing Stacks Lorenzo, defending the title. He did win. He had Javon Evans in his corner. Javon and Leon then started talking about how they would like a match at Halloween Havoc after Leon Slater was successful defending the title against Stacks. They were greeted by La Parca and Mr. Iguana, so Leon Slater and Javon Evans will be taking on Mr. Iguana and La Parca at Halloween Havoc this Saturday. We've also had some matches for the Speed Championship, although that will conclude at next week's NXT. Who did we have? We had Zach Wentz face Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy won. Very odd that Zach Wentz is competing on NXT and Wesley is no longer competing on NXT. Just strange. The other match featured Axiom and Sean Legacy. Axiom was successful, so it'll be Axiom and Sean Legacy against, or Axiom and Jasper Troy next week to determine the number one contender for El Grande Americano's Speed Championship. Then there was a tag team match. The returning OTM faced off against Hank and Tank. OTM was successful as we get this tag team match here now with the women. Meanwhile, in the week that was, looking here, we had SmackDown. As we get these matches here, we're going to get a lot of time left on NXT tonight. What time was it right now? It is got 20 minutes left on NXT, so we'll have this match, and then we'll have the contract signing between Ricky. Who the heck is Ricky Saints facing? And Halloween Havoc. Trick Williams, that's right. Ricky Saints, the contract signed between NXT champion Ricky Saints and Trick Williams. That's probably going to close the show. Anyway, Friday Night SmackDown from the SAP Center in San Jose, California, October 17th. The show opened with a dark match. Montez Ford defeated Kit Wilson. In the show proper, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defeated Sol Ruca and Zarya to retain their Women's Tag Team Championship. Big news coming out of that match was that Sol Ruca injured her knee That played out more tonight on the NXT show. Sol Ruca did come out. She had a big knee brace on her knee, making me wonder if it is an ACL or MCL injury or strain. No talk about her vacating the title though, so it makes me wonder if it's not as severe. Like it won't. It's not like an ACL tear. It's more like a strain, and they're trying to see if it heals. She was supposed to defend her North American Championship against Blake Monroe at Halloween Havoc. Blake wanted her to relinquish it to her because she can't defend it. And Zarya stepped in, and she will defend the North American title against Blake Monroe on behalf of Sol Ruca. So that is an interesting development. Zarya did lose to Blake Monroe last week. I wonder if they will run it back this weekend, but I guess we'll have to find out. The other big news coming out of SmackDown on Friday, the United States Open Challenge of Sami Zayn was answered by Ilya Dragunov, a returning Ilya Dragunov, returning also from an ACL injury. ACLs, MCLs are getting torn left and right all throughout wrestling. They put on a 19-minute banger that saw Ilya Dragunov victorious with Torpedo Moscow and a hammer fist. Ilya Dragunov is your new United States Championship. Well-deserved win by Ilya. He's going to make a great United States champion, I think. Motor City Machine Guns celebrating 1 year on the main roster. They defeated Angel and Berto. No Santos Escobar in sight. But as we know, he's lurking around somewhere. So I'm sure we'll see him back. And then Drew McIntyre was supposed to face off against Jacob Fatu to determine a number one contender, but Jacob Fatu was attacked backstage. He has a real injury that's probably going to keep him out of action for a while. So in lieu of that match, we instead got a brawl between Cody Rhodes, who didn't even have his gear on. He fought Drew McIntyre in a suit, and Drew ended up winning by disqualification when Cody hit Drew with the belt. So I guess Drew is your number one contender, and we'll see that play out probably at Saturday night's main event, which is shaping up to be a very interesting show. And two more dark matches from SmackDown. Natalya defeated Ivy Nile, and Sheamus defeated Grayson Waller. Monday Night Raw last night from the Golden One Center in Sacramento. And there's our finish there. JC Jane was successful in her tag team match. She defeated Tatum Paxley, or she pinned Tatum Paxley, so JC and Laney win. And now Laney and Fallon are putting the boots to Izzy. A couple big results out of last night's show, Monday Night Raw. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, who are now calling themselves AJ Lee, defeated Finn Balor and JD McDonough to become the new World Tag Team Champions. Dominic Mysterio once again cheated and defeated Rusev, retaining his Intercontinental Championship. Meanwhile, back on NXT here, Tatum Paxley is now single-handedly fighting off Fatal Influence. Yep, she knocked everybody down. Yep, so Dominic retained his also retaining her Intercontinental Championship was Becky Lynch when she beat Maxine Dupree, or when Maxine Dupree beat her by disqualification when Becky hit her with the belt. Stephanie Vacour, the world champion, her title not on the line, but she defeated Roxanne Perez. She was then attacked by Raquel, but she was saved by Nikki Bella, who looks to tag with Stephanie against Roxanne and Raquel. So that'll be an interesting result there. Meanwhile, just to backtrack to the beginning of the show, the big news coming out from last week, Seth Rollins is injured. He needed shoulder surgery. It's going to keep him out from 4 to 12 months, from what I hear. Braun Breaker came out to start the show holding the world title, claiming he had earned the world championship by taking out Seth. Adam Pearce said that's not how it worked and came out to retrieve the belt from him. Braun only gave it up after Adam Pearce asked him respectfully and with the word please. Anyway, CM Punk is still the number one contender. They had to find him somebody to wrestle, so Adam Pearce organized a battle royale from which he banned Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. So the competitors in the match were AJ Styles, Akira Tozawa, Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, El Grande Americano, Finn Balor, Grayson Waller, Ivar. No Eric in sight. I wonder if Eric may be injured again. JD McDonough, Jimmy Uso, Kofi Kingston, LA Knight, Otis, a returning Otis, Penta, Rusev, another returning Sheamus. Haven't seen him for a week or two. But the name I did not mention was the eventual winner, eliminating his own brother. He eliminated his own brother, and so who else did he eliminate? Eliminating his own brother and LA Knight. That's Jey Uso. So Jey Uso will face off against CM Punk at Saturday night's main event, and the winner will be the new world champion. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if I do wonder if Braun and Bronson will get involved at some point. But I guess they don't want to pull the trigger on putting it on Bronson this soon. Or Braun, I should say, not Bronson. Although Bronson Bronson has more experience if they needed someone with more experience to be champion right now. And that was Monday Night Raw. We've got 12 minutes to go here on NXT. Let me just check to see if there's any other wrestling news we need to react to right now. Or maybe then, too, I might head over to the redesigned Geeks and Gamers site to see what they have to... Lillian Garcia re-signed with WWE. Oh, what's this? AEW partner Warner Brothers Discovery puts up a for sale sign. This is from Cage Side Seats, Sean Reuter. There were signs that AEW media rights partner Warner Bros. Discovery might be up for sale a couple of years ago before Tony Khan's company inked an expanded deal that puts AEW shows and pay-per-views on HBO Max. WBD put out a press release this morning, October 21st, that acknowledges it's received unsolicited interest from multiple partners for both the entire company and Warner Bros. Alone. Given that, it's decided to put itself up for sale, or in Wall Street E's review, its strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. WBD is continuing to working toward their studios and streaming global network split interim. This is interesting, to say the least. I mean, yeah, this is big news, because it's going to take. First, it was the big five until Disney bought Fox, and now it's the big four, and I guess it's going to be the big three, because it could still be the big four depending on who buys Warner. If Netflix buys it, but if Paramount is goes through with this rumored purchase of Warner Brothers, it's going to be Paramount, it's going to be Universal, and it's going to be Disney as the only three major studios left standing in Hollywood. Oh, and Sony. So yeah, it went from the big six to the big five, and now it's going to go down to the big four. Yep, Sony, Columbia, if you want to call it. Columbia at one point used to be Poverty Row until they got the Three Stooges and became a major player in Hollywood. As we just got the entrance of Trick Williams, and now we're getting the entrance of Ricky Saints here. You know how it works with contract signings. They often go awry. Ricky's strutting to the ring here. Interesting here. Trick was looking like the man about a year ago, and he had two very successful, at least in my opinion, he had two successful title runs. They were a little underwhelming. But I wonder if they're going to give Trick a third try here. I guess it depends on how soon they want to call Ricky up to the main roster. There's not going to be any shenanigans going on here while Ava's sitting at the middle of the table. But Trick Williams is at one end, Ricky Saints is at the other. And Trick is cutting a promo here. While he's doing that, like I said, I will jump over to the new Geeks and Gamers site and see if they have anything about the potential sale of Warner Brothers. No, there we go. There's news here on Geeks and Gamers. Not concerned. Well, there it is. Warner Bros. Discovery is up for sale. Paramount made multiple offers. Stranger Things finale may hit theaters after Netflix initially said no. But yeah, let's look into see what they have to say. This over here is by Alex Gurzo. There have been rumors of this for a while, but has now been officially announced that Warner Bros. Discovery is for sale. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the company's board of directors says it has gotten unsolicited interest from multiple partners about acquiring Warner Bros. Discovery, and that it has initiated a review of strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. Same thing that Cage Side Seats is also reporting. So essentially what Warner Brothers is deciding to do here is either selling the entire company in one shot or possibly selling Warner Brothers and Discovery separately. So, separating the movie company and the television company. Again, why would Netflix wants the Warner Brothers IP if they would want anything? Why would they want the Discovery acquired Discovery and a bunch of archaic television channels? Warner Brothers being for sale is hardly a surprise. There's been talk of another studio buying Warner Brothers for a while, with reports of Paramount making an offer that was turned down, one which, according to Reporter Alex Sherman in an ex-post was higher than the reported $20 per share. CNBC learned from a source that Paramount has actually made several bids, and another unnamed company made an even higher offer than Paramount did. Interesting. Which I'm guessing that would be either Amazon or Netflix. Early this year, Warner Bros. Discovery announced that it would split into two separate studios. One called Streaming and Studios will be run by David Zaslav and include the movies, television, DC Studios, and HBO. The other will be called Global Networks, which would include Discovery, Sports, CNN, and will be run by Warner Brothers Discovery CFO Gunnar Wiedenfels. This separation is still happening. Meanwhile, HBO Max, the company's streaming service, is increasing its monthly price, perhaps to make the sale seem more lucrative. Oh, Ricky Saints just went off. They got security in there breaking them up. Oh, they are face-to-face, Trick and Ricky. Trick just took a cheap shot. Ricky is now beating off security, and Ricky just ate a big boot to the face from Trick. And, of course, there's the table. Oh, and Trick goes through the table. Ricky's standing tall tonight, which doesn't really bode well for the law of 50-50 booking. Trick went through the table tonight. I'll just finish up here while Ricky is over Trick's prone corpse here. A sale like this brings with it the potential fallout for Warner Brothers last week. A rumor from Comic Book News said that James Gunn, CEO of DC Studios with Peter Safran, would be fired if Paramount were to buy Warner Brothers. Some cite the box office disappointment of Gunn's Superman and the poor ratings of Peacemaker as evidence that the new owner would want to start fresh with DC properties. However, as that part place noted, there are likely contracts in place that make this difficult, and Gunn's next DC movie, Man of Tomorrow, is already in development. In addition, a Warner Brothers sale would include such properties as the Looney Tunes, The Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter, while HBO brings with it brands like Game of Thrones, Sopranos, and True Detective. Warner Brothers Discovery also owns Adult Swim, which has shows like Rick and Morty and Robot Chicken. And there is a stable of films that go all the way back to 1923, which includes classics like Casablanca, The Exorcist, Dirty Harry, and The Matrix. As we're getting the rundown for Halloween Havoc, we'll get into that at the close of the show here. Yep, as Ricky is still standing. Yep, and there's the credits as Vic is selling Halloween Havoc for this Saturday. Yep, I guess we'll have to see what happens. So let's put that aside for now. And unfortunately, I wish I would have planned this out better in advance, but I was going to get an ad read. So I would have had Shane's ads ready to go, but I ran out of time before I was able to start. But I probably can pull it up like I did last week. As long as I could find our show here. There it is. And just get the transcript. There we go. Now, it looks like last week it's only a matter of finding Sugar Shane's ad read. I think it was down here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay. So this is the part of the show where I ask main event Shane Uso to talk about gummies from Atlantis Nutrition, the official nutritional supplement of the Steel Cage Lounge. Join the hundreds of thousands who have already boosted their healthy lifestyle with Atlas Nutrition. You can get everything from ashwagandha to collagen to tart cherry to testosterone boosters. Believe it or not, they work. Main event is currently using super greens and magnesium, and he's getting the best sleep of his life. And you can get this set up to be delivered straight to your door with the subscription service. Say their name and they appear. So head on over to Atlantis Nutrition, use promo code OOS23 and get 10% off. Also, Contenders Clothing, 10 days till Halloween. So go on over to Contenders and check out the Halloween collection before it's gone for another 365 days. They have Michael Myers t-shirts and hoodies being modeled by Frankie Kazarian. So head on over to Contenders Closing, use USO24 and save 20% off your purchase. And don't forget about the daily fantasy sports tools at DFS Hero. Best in class daily fantasy sports tools built by the players for the players, winning lineups. Don't care how much you get paid. What you can do over here is you can get the Hero Lineup Optimizer. What that does, it generates up to 10,000 optimized lineups in less than a minute using their proprietary blend of multi-threaded optimization, and it's pretty awesome. There's real-time intelligence, so you can stay ahead of the updates with injuries, weather conditions, and starting lineups. So go over, check it out. You can get a few days free because winning is winning. So go to the link in the description and head on over to DFS Hero. Yeah, I have the link in the description of the show. You can find it there. I don't have it actually written down here, or do I? Let me jump back in here real quick. And yeah, the DFS Hero. You can use the promo code there. It's MAIN15. And so those are all our ad reads for today. Now let's see what we're gonna. Well, I had no co-host joining me tonight. I was going to ask them what they wanted to watch. So I guess I will head on over to the old WWE vault and see what they have to offer around the Halloween time here. Wow, they have an Undertaker mixtape. Yeah, there's a lot of matches going up on the WWE vault right now. Sorry, I got a little quiet there for a minute because I was just looking through them. They certainly have a selection we can go through here. I thought maybe of even watching some Hulk Hogan Rock and Wrestling that they put up here. Just seeing right now if anything jumps out at me here. Braun Strowman versus Omos from Crown Jewel. The Rockers versus the Brainbusters at MSG. Well, if we want to get into the Halloween spirit, might as well give this one a shot. The Brood versus the Ministry of Darkness. This ought to be something slightly interesting. Certainly for the Halloween spirit, if that's what we want to watch. Instead of watching a Halloween Havoc match, maybe save that for next week. Yeah, let's go. So go to the WWE Vault on YouTube. You'll find the Brood versus the Ministry of Darkness. This was only posted 5 days ago. Let me just bring it up here, see if it has a... Oh, we don't want that's a little too loud there. Let's turn that down. And it'll have a date on it, which would make things a little bit easier. Hold on, let me see if I can bring that up here. Oh, there we go. So it's on October 16th, 2025, or you can just search Brood versus Ministry of Darkness. It's No Mercy UK 1999. Two of the spookiest factions ever collide as Edge, Christian, and Gangrel face Bradshaw, Farouk, and Viscera. A little bit of Sir Mo in the news recently. He passed away over the weekend. Rough Sunday, losing Sir Mo of Men on a Mission, Sam Rivers, the basis of Limp Bizkit, Doug Martin of the formerly of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Jesus Montero, formerly of the New York Yankees. Saw him play up in Scranton Wilkes-Barre. So, yeah, let's get it set here. So go to YouTube and find Brood versus the Ministry of Darkness, No Mercy UK 1999. And we're going to hit play here as we get in the Halloween holiday spirit. Going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, and play. And there we go. You get the entrance here from the big man Viscera and also the big man, the two former football players, the one-day world champion JBL, the former Justin Hawk Bradshaw, now known as Bradshaw, and the former Ron Sivens, formerly of the Nation of Domination, now of the Ministry of Darkness. And he is one half of the Acolytes with Bradshaw as Farouk, who will eventually become the Acolyte Protection Agency. Talk about an evolution from two possessed acolytes to becoming two bar-brawling bodyguards. And Viscera, formerly of Men on a Mission, now in the Ministry of Darkness. And here's the Brood getting their introduction here, not rising out of the ground, just coming out through the tunnel. Edge is aligned with the Brood after formerly feuding with them. You've got Edge, Christian, and Gangrel. Christian is wearing the puffy shirt like Gangrel at this point. Yeah, Brood had one of the great entrance themes of the Attitude Era. And man, they are over in the UK here. Yes, also wrestling related. We also lost Ace Frehley of Kiss. Yep. Kiss was heavily involved with WCW in the late 90s during the Attitude Era. Even eventually planned on creating a stable full of Kiss wrestlers never happened. We just got Dale Torborg as the demon, and that was it. Dale Torborg has popped up on the indies a couple of years as the demon. So here we go. Is that Mike Chioda? Yeah, we've got Mike Chioda as the referee, and we've got Viscera and Gangrel starting it off here. Gangrel with some right hooks to the big man, not even affecting him. Clothesline, no effect. Another clothesline to no effect. And going for a third clothesline, but gets scooped up by the big man. Now Viscera with a couple kicks and punches to Gangrel's head for good measure. Gangrel with some right hooks going for a yeah, you're not going to suplex Viscera, Gangrel. No way that's happening. And Viscera with the reverse suplex and the pin. And Gangrel barely gets the kick out of 2. Oh, Viscera went for the leg drop and missed. And, of course, I get a commercial. I hit the skip. There we go. And a drop kick by Gangrel while the big man is down an elbow. And he tags in Edge to raucous applause. And Edge and Gangrel with repeated tandem elbow drops on the big man. And Edge now working over some elbow shots. Viscera working much of the match here in the opening, but that's it. He's tagging out. And in comes JBL, at this point known as Bradshaw. This would be a pairing that we would see multiple times through the Ruthless Aggression era. Bradshaw with some elbow drops on Edge. And Bradshaw about to go for a pile driver, but Gangrel breaks it up. Bradshaw chases him off, and then Edge takes down Bradshaw with a drop kick into the ropes. Edge going for a drop toe hold, not taking on the big man, but with the help from Christian, there was a tag in there before the drop toe hold, and that's how Christian got in. But now Bradshaw tags out, in comes Farouk, and now they're going to work over Christian in the middle of the ring. Show the Christian the strength that the APA would bring to their ballroom brawls over the next couple years after the Ministry of Darkness breaks up. They ropes Christian ducks and a flying side kick by Christian. And in comes Edge as they whip Farouk into the turnbuckle and using Christian as a springboard. Edge crossbodies Farouk. And there's that beautiful spine buster by Ron Simmons on Edge. But that is only a 2 count. Edge just eats the boot of Bradshaw there, who put it up on the ropes. And Farouk throws Edge out of the ring. And now Bradshaw is working over Edge outside the ring, throwing him headfirst into the ring post. Gangrel and Christian are pleading to the referee. And Mike Chioda admonishes Bradshaw for attacking Edge outside the ring. Now Viscera is back in. He's going to work over Edge into the ropes. Shoulder tackle takes Edge down. Edge is selling like Sting. Yeah, Gangrel went in to break up the count, but Edge already had his shoulder up there on the pin from Viscera. Bradshaw tags in. Oh, no, Farouk tags in. Double elbow by Farouk and Viscera on Edge. Another whip into the ropes. Farouk looking for the spine buster, but eats a DDT from Edge. And Edge now looking for the hot tag. And Bradshaw and Christian both tag in. Christian with drop kicks to Bradshaw. He ducks the clothesline from hell. Does the back clothesline too. Went for a crossbody, but Bradshaw catches him. And now T-bone suplex on the future leader of the patriarchy. Dumps him through the ropes to the outside, and now Farouk is going to work over Christian. Oh my God, look at that guardrail. It's like a wire mesh. Of course, we've got JR and the King on commentary. Yeah, King is just commenting on that odd guardrail that they have between the audience. Bradshaw is just now repeatedly whipping Christian into the turnbuckle. And here we go in 1999. We have a bear hug. Bradshaw has a bear hug on Christian in the middle of this 6-man tag. And Christian works his way out. And he goes off the ropes, but eats a big boot from Bradshaw. Going for a pin and another 2 count. Bradshaw tags Viscera back in. Viscera kicks Christian in the stomach, and it looks like he's going for a side slam. He went to pin, gets a 2 count because Edge breaks it up. And JR just compared Viscera to Big Ben. I hope he knows he's not comparing him to the tower. He's comparing him to the bell, because that's the bell's name, not the tower's name. Oh, Christian working the ropes here. Oh, it looks like he's going for a crucifix, but instead gets a back body drop for his troubles. And Viscera with a nonchalant pin. Edge breaks it up again. Yeah. Farouk tags in again. He's still working over Christian. And now he's working over Christian with a sleeper hold / choke hold here. Christian working his way out. I don't know what you would call that maneuver from Christian. They're basically a kind of a version of the skull-crushing finale on Farouk there. Farouk makes the tag, and Christian is unable to get to the corner to tag in Gangrel or Edge. Funny how Gangrel has not been in this match since the opening minutes. the future tag team champions, doing a lot of the work here. Christian in the corner there. Oh, Christian came out of the corner and got a scoop slam from Bradshaw for his troubles. Edge breaks up the pin once again. And now Farouk tags in and goes for a pin. Sorry about that. I thought I blocked phone calls right now, but someone's trying to call me. Anyway, Christian tries to roll up Farouk on a small package and gets a elbow for his troubles. Uh-oh. Here comes Shane McMahon and Midian, the former Horace Godwin. Or Phineas Godwin. Oh, I'm sorry. The former Shanghai Pierce. And Christian with a DDT off the middle rope on Bradshaw. This is Christian's best chance to tag in, as Shane McMahon and Midian are. My mistake. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just recurred me. Shanghai Pierce was Horace Godwin. Phineas Godwin was Tex Slaughter. Yep, and that's the former Tex Slaughter with Shane McMahon on the ramp, as Gangrel is avoiding multiple clotheslines from hell by Bradshaw. Bradshaw has him up for a crossbody, but then with the drop kick, Edge brings Gangrel down on top of Bradshaw. And now all hell is broken loose. Edge and Christian's double suplex and Bradshaw. Viscera and Farouk attacking Gangrel. Ugly frog splash by Christian. Is that enough to put it away? No, another kick out by Bradshaw off the frog splash. Christian and Edge and Viscera fighting outside the ring. Now Farouk coming over as they gang up on Edge. Action in the ring there. Yeah, Bradshaw kicks out of whatever Gangrel tried there, and then Christian jumped to the outside to help Edge, and Gangrel was just dumped to the outside. He just got DDT'd by Midian, who was sent down to the ring by Shane McMahon, and then thrown back into the ring. And Bradshaw hits Gangrel with the clothesline from hell, and that's 3, folks. Shane McMahon wearing the United States Championship at this point. All right, there it is. Ministry of Darkness and the Brood. So, I'm going to wrap it up here with some more results. Let me just retrieve my other tablet. And we're going to knock off here, probably just under an hour. I hope we can get things back to normal next week when we get main event. Shane Uso back. The other big card from this weekend was AEW Wrestle Dream. We'll go through the results. Saturday, October 18th, from the Chi-Fets Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. Opening match, Jamie Hayter defeated Thekla. Jack Perry and Luchasaurus reunited as Jurassic Express to take on the Young Bucks in a $500,000 tag team match that was won by Jurassic Express. Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin defeated Bishop Khan, Ricochet, and Toa Leona in a 6-person tornado tag team match. Kyle Fletcher retained his TNT championship against Mark Briscoe. Chris Statlander retained her AEW Women's Championship against Toni Storm. Mercedes Moné retained her TBS Championship and Ring of Honor Women's Television title. Oh, I'm sorry. Mercedes Moné was a winner-take-all match. Mercedes Moné is the TBS champion. Mina Shirakawa is the Ring of Honor Women's television champion. Mercedes Moné won and she claimed another belt for her collection. Bandito and Brody King retained their tag team championship against Okada and Takeshita. Adam Page retained his world title against Samoa Joe. And in your main event, Darby Allin, with the assistance of Sting, fended off a drowning by Johnny Moxley and got John Moxley to say, "I quit." So that was Wrestle Dream. So Halloween Havoc this Saturday. I think it's either this Saturday. I think it's this Saturday. We got 6 matches on the card, and I'll go through my predictions. JC Jane defending her women's championship against Tatum Paxley. I don't think Tatum will be the one to do it. I think JC retains your women's championship. The Hardy Boys, being listed here as the Broken Hardys, Brother Nero and Broken Matt. They'll be facing Dark State. I don't think Dark State is going to take the NXT tag team title back from the Hardys anytime soon. I think we got to find the right team for them to put over, and it is not Dark State. So your Broken Hardys are going to retain that NXT Tag Team Championship. Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus La Parca and Mr. Iguana. I really think they're going to put over the young OG and Leon Slater. So I see them going over La Parca and Mr. Iguana. Zarya versus Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe just defeated Zarya like 10 days ago. So even though I think it would be a better story to see Zarya drop Sol Ruka's North American Championship to Blake Monroe, I don't think they have Zarya put Blake over twice, although it wouldn't hurt her. But I think Zarya comes out on top here in this North American Championship. Ethan Page versus Ellie Hildel, Dr. Wagner. Again, they're not putting the North American Championship on a AAA wrestler. So the greatest North American, Ethan Page, wins this Day of the Dead match. Main event, Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams. I guess we're going 5 for 5 here because they just put the belt on Ricky. I don't see him dropping it to Trick this quickly, unless the odds are he is getting called up. But yeah, I think we have 5 title matches and 5 and stills, so Ricky retains as well. So we will find out. We'll see how I did on the results a week from tonight. And maybe we'll watch something from Halloween Havoc because we'll be in Halloween week then. So that about does it for the show tonight. And Trying to think who would be a. I did not really prepare somebody to get this shout out tonight. I know I had a whole bunch of candidates a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I'm sorry, folks. For the first time, I kind of don't have a candidate. Oh, I guess I could go with the guys who are going to be back in the World Series this week, because unfortunately it's not my Yankees. So on behalf of Main Event, Shane Uso, this is the Nightmare Doctor. And Shohei Ohtani, you can go to hell. Straight to hell, buddy.